All right, it's WNCW live from Studio B, the Jonathan Scales Fourchestra, and that song was called Hallucinations of the Dream Chaser. So if you're out there feeling hallucinatory, now you know why, right? Wait, which is harder, writing the song or come up with the title of the song?
Which is harder? I would say writing. That's not a weird question, but I will have to declare that writing the song is probably a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Only because, for some reason, well, at least my composition teacher always said that I came up with good names. So I think that's a natural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me.
I've heard some jazz musicians say, you write this song, you got to come up with a title for it. Or other people say, no, the title of the song reflects.
I think that the title of the song is just as important in a different way, cause especially for instrumental music, because it gives you the headspace you're kind of supposed to, not supposed to, but it leads you more in the direction of what the composer is intending.
Yes. So do you have like a kind of a working title in your head when you're working on songs?
Yeah, sometimes the title comes before any of the notes.
Interesting.
Which is terrible. to say.
Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty here. What was up with the hallucinations of the Dream Chasers?
Well, really, it's kind of just like a longingness of just wanting to do what you want to do in your life, but being stuck in some other kind of place where you're working towards something. So, we're always just everyone's always working towards something they're wanting to do and aspire to be or whatever. Sounds really cheesy, but the song's really just about that, even though there's no words to it. It's just this kind of like longingness of, being not really stuck in one place, but, looking forward to where you're going to be and just working really hard to get to somewhere you want to be.
Yeah. Longing and tension and longing kind of. Is tension part of, it seems like to my ears maybe, part of a lot of your composition or your music?
Yeah. Composition is all about tension and release, really, at the end of the day, as they say.
Cool. So that is the Jonathan Scales Fourchestra, the trio version today. It's Cody Wright on bass and Phil Bronson playing drums, and on the steel pans, Jonathan Scales. Talk a little bit about the trio. You say you've been doing this for a few months now? Or?
Yeah, we've been a trio since September, which is a crazy story. Huh. I always say that, but I don't really ever tell the story. But I decided to keep it as a trio since September, just see how it goes, because we did a string of shows in New York City with just the three of us, and that went so well that I just kind of wanted to continue that and see where that would take us.
What's the trio giving you? What are you getting out of this lineup?
Well, actually it makes us all work harder as musicians because, there's I wouldn't say there's a missing element, but we have to compensate in places that we wouldn't normally have to compensate, compositionally and improvisationally, just to kind of make it what it is right now. Because we played differently when there was four of us, and if there's a guest playing with us to make five, we're gonna play differently then. So it kind of increases all of our awareness of each other, and we actually have to work harder. Believe it or not, as musicians, we have to work harder to display what we're trying to display with the songs.
And yeah, I mean it's unconventional no matter what, because you're on the steel drums, the steel pans. But
that's up to interpretation. What you call unconventional.
Well, what I was going to say though is, without a piano or a guitar, you don't have a chordal instrument. So
that's true. It's in a way, it's kind of like the jazz trios that have like a saxophone, a bass, and drums. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. So more of a challenge. I mean, the harmonies aren't in there in the middle, right?
Yeah, they're there, but there's a lot of things that are implied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does it make the music freer or more adventurous, or?
It can actually. That is one of the options.
I feel like that we all have to be aware of our presence a little more, our own individual presence in the group a little more as a trio, as opposed to when we had Dwayne. Although it's different. And then at the end of the day, I think that's the name of the game. It feels a little different, and we're all kind of beefing up our presence in our own unique ways, on stage. And
it sounds great. I mean, absolutely sounds really full.
Thank you. We try really hard.
I don't know what's new. You're working on new music, or
we are working on new music. We're working on new music, slowly but surely. Mostly these days, I'm focused on just like the whole vision aspect of where I'm trying to take this thing. So the writing is a part of that too, but that's coming in slowly but surely, just like everything else. But right now it's just touring and playing as much as we can for where we are in our lives, and pretty much just playing.
Yeah. So I should mention these shows again. Tonight you're going to drive over to Bristol, Tennessee, a place called Machiavelli's, and then the big one tomorrow is in the Grey Eagle in Asheville, North Carolina. Also got you down June 16th at the Tosca Music Party in Charlotte.
Yeah, there's going to be a Beatles tribute for the Tosca Music Party.
So you're going to put together all Beatles songs?
Well, we're only doing one song, which I really like that format of just coming in and doing one song. It's one of my favorite ways to present our project, but we will be doing one Beatles cover. I think we're going to do Eleanor Rigby.
I was going to say, did they tell you what song, or do you have to choose?
We got to pick it.
That's quite a catalog to choose from.
Yeah.
Nice. It's Jonathan Scales and the Fourchestra again tomorrow night at the Grey Eagle in Asheville. Yeah, let's get another song.
All right, the song is from our smash hit single that we made a music video for The Longest December. So this is The Longest December.